Hello! Welcome back to another episode of A Dose of Sass. It's me, your girl Caitlin of Sass and Cellulite. And today I'm back with another Dose of Advice episode. I did one of these a little while ago before I took my break. And I'm back to talk about like some specific scenarios that y'all have messaged me about and give some advice. And the first one is actually for me. This is something that I need a pep talk about, and I'm going to put it in this episode. We're going to talk about seeing yourself in old pictures. We're going to talk about stepping on a scale after a long time. And we're going to talk about being afraid of gaining weight and having to buy new clothes. So, those are the practical things we're touching on today. This is probably going to be a little bit of a shorter episode because I'm just going to like rapid fire work through these things. So, here we go. First and foremost, I did something dumb this weekend. I don't own a scale. I got rid of it in 2020. Haven't had one in years, haven't weighed myself in a long time. And yet, like once a year, I go somewhere, somebody else's house where they have a scale, and there's something in me that wants to just know. I'm just curious. It's not gonna affect me. No need to be worried. Just, it's just a check. It's just a check. And so I get on. And most of the time, it doesn't faze me. But this weekend, I was at my parents' house in Colorado. I got up in the morning, and for some reason, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go step on the scale. It's been like at least 6 months, maybe 9 months, maybe a year. I'm just curious. So I went and stepped on the scale, and it was a little bit higher than the last time I did it, maybe a year ago. And I stepped off, and I went about my day. And I tried to tell myself that I didn't care, but I haven't really let myself think about it. And so we're going to like actually process it right now in this episode and work through what I would tell you if this was the case for you this weekend. One thing that I've been grateful for over the last year is I realized that like my size hasn't changed too much. And so that's kind of been the way that I've been able to say, hey, I've actually leveled out. In healing my relationship with food, my weight used to be really, really fluctuating. And this will tie into dealing with like fear of weight gain and buying new clothes. But it used to fluctuate a whole lot, and it hasn't been in the last like maybe 1-2 years. And I've been really, really grateful to be able to go, actually, my size has stayed pretty much the same. I can still wear everything in my closet. Maybe I bought a new pair of jeans or whatever, but like that's been my marker of, hey, you're doing okay. You haven't gone crazy up, crazy down. Nothing about your habits has changed significantly. I am trying to like eat more fruits and vegetables and move my body, but like I'm not pursuing anything specifically in the realm of body changes. And I'm really proud to say, "Hey, my body really hasn't changed a whole lot in the last 2 years." And yet I stepped on this stupid scale this weekend and saw it's gone up like maybe 5-10 pounds since the last time I looked at it. And I'm gonna be real with you. I was disappointed. I'd like just being 100% honest. And my first instinct is to go, okay, how can I, without doing anything crazy, get this under control, right? My brain goes, okay, let's start a schedule. Let's get in a routine. Let's look up some healthy recipes. Let's plan a workout for every single day next week. My first instinct is to jump into, let me do something structured to prevent this from getting worse. And I'm not here to say that that's entirely bad, because as I say on my platform, as I've said in other episodes, moving your body and eating your fruits and veggies are great things to do. What's not helpful is to do them in response to seeing the number on the scale. Now, I also, in combination with this, I've been busy. I haven't been moving my body as frequently. Hello, I have a cat uh, joining us for this episode today. Oh, he's gonna sit on my lap. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can see him. I love him. This is Loki, everyone. Loki, say hi. Okay. I haven't been moving my body as frequently. I haven't been as diligent in eating enough. That's my biggest issue with my relationship with food, is I just simply don't eat enough. And I know for some people you might go like, that's crazy. That's definitely not my problem. But I notice when I eat like the bare minimum throughout the day, I have like a little bit of breakfast, a little bit of lunch, a snack when I'm absolutely famished and can't wait any longer, and then like a dinner. I don't feel good. I don't feel good when I do that. I feel a lot better when I actually have at least 3 meals a day and some snacks. And I haven't been doing that. So that, in combination with stepping on the scale, makes me feel icky. But what I don't need to do is go crazy. I don't need to do a workout routine every single day this week. I don't need to go run to the grocery store and buy every fruit and vegetable in sight, because in about a week, this spiral will have worn off, and then I'll have a bunch of rotting fruits and vegetables. What is helpful to do is I'm gonna prep my snack boxes. I'm gonna go get the fruits and veggies that I like and the snacks that I like. I'm gonna make some meals that I know are gonna make me feel good, not with the intent of, ooh, if I eat enough of this, if I keep this up, if I do all healthy meals this week, then maybe the scale will change. Because I know, here's the thing, here's what I know now. I know that if I start incorporating the things that make me feel good, moving my body, eating my fruits and vegetables, I will feel better. And when I feel better, I care less about the number on the scale. I wish I hadn't stepped on it. I wish I hadn't seen it because it's dumb. And now that number's stuck in my brain and I can't really get it out of there. But what I can do is remind myself that that is literally just a number. Also, who knows if it's accurate, to be entirely honest. There are so many factors that can affect like what the scale says. At one point after I was like, well, I'm in like higher elevation, higher altitude, so like maybe it doesn't count. I don't know. I'm just making things up to make myself feel better. But like truly the number doesn't matter. Focus on the fact that all of my clothes still fit and my worth and my value and my beauty didn't change because I spent 30 seconds on a piece of plastic. Me before I stepped on the scale and me after I stepped on the scale is the same exact person. I just messed with my brain a little bit. And if you've listened to any single one of these episodes or followed me on social media, my brain right now is the problem, not my body. And as much as I can tell myself I don't care, I do. And to add to the spiral that this caused, I was also with family members who are actively losing weight. So that wasn't helpful either. And I did have a split second of a thought of, ooh, should I do what they're doing? Just for a little bit, right? Just to get like just 10, 15 pounds. But what would 10 and 15 pounds do for me? Probably nothing. The truth is, I don't feel any different in the last like year and a half, despite having gained maybe 10, 15 pounds. So there's no point in me convincing myself that that would make a difference because I already know it. I won't. If I can recognize, hey, I felt pretty good the last year and a half, and I know that I feel even better when I'm in a consistent movement routine, then I know that's the key to actually feeling different, not the losing 10, 15 pounds. And that's how I know it's also not my concern for my health. I'm not concerned about my health. I'm healthy. I went to the doctor recently. All my blood work is great. So I'm not going to let the number on the scale make me feel differently about that because I know that's not true. I also, another thing to add to this, I was also on my period. Okay, so I was feeling uncomfortable on my skin. I stepped on the scale. I'm around people that are thinner than me. I haven't moved my body as much in the last couple weeks. All of that together was like a recipe for disaster. And this week, I'm off of my period. I'm home. I'm able to like go freshly grocery shopping. I'm able to get back into a routine, and that's gonna make me feel better. And I can forget about the silly little scale moment I had this weekend because it was just a moment and it's gone and it doesn't change anything. Okay, this is me talking to myself and to you. The number on the scale literally doesn't matter. I'm not gonna let it ruin my week. I already let it ruin my weekend, and that's what I'm leaving behind in last week. Okay, and one more thing, if you still have a scale, why? Most of the time when I tell people to get rid of their scale, they tell me, but how am I going to monitor my weight gain? How am I going to make sure that I'm staying the same? What if, hear me out, it didn't matter? Now I know that people have different health situations and scenarios that may require them to monitor their weight more closely than others, but for the most part, knowing the exact number on the scale every single day, every single week is not helpful information. It's important to learn how you feel instead of what the number on the scale tells you. And people like to say, oh, don't go by the number on the scale, go by the number on the tag or by how your clothes fit. That's not really that helpful either because those things will still cause you to body image spiral. If your clothes are getting tighter, buy new clothes. If the number on the tag changed, sizing is a joke. How do you feel in your body? If you're uncomfortable, if you're not confident, those are things that you can deal with without stepping on a scale. So why keep it? And if the idea of throwing your scale away right now is scary, just put it away. Or better, have a roommate, have a significant other put it away in a place that you don't know where it is, so you can't like sneak and get it out. Put it away for a week. See how you feel. If you forget about it, great. If you think about it every single day, it's a sign that you probably need to evaluate your relationship with the scale. Because if you get on the scale every morning, whether you're happy about the result, disappointed about the result, tell yourself you're neutral about the result, you're giving it too much power. Stepping on the scale shouldn't have any indication about how your day is going to go. If stepping on the scale causes you to change your mind about what you're going to eat or what you're going to wear or how you're going to move your body or what kind of social events you're going to go to through the day, that's so much power that you're giving a piece of metal and plastic. You don't need it, okay? Get rid of it. Love you. Next. So I got a message from a follower of mine who asked me, do you get afraid of gaining weight and having to buy bigger clothes, or do you try to maintain where you are? And let me be real with you, that is so, so valid and such a real fear, and one I had for so long, many, many years of my life. My biggest fear was gaining weight and having to buy new clothes. And especially when I had an unhealthy relationship with food because my weight was so fluctuating, especially when I was dealing with binge eating, like it was all over the place. And when I started healing from that, I was gaining weight because I was not restricting myself anymore. And there was a point in time where I thought, am I going to ever stop gaining weight? Like, I don't want to lose weight anymore. I just want to stop gaining weight. And let me tell you, if that's what's happening with you right now, if you're in the process of healing your relationship with food and therefore you're gaining weight or your body is changing and you're afraid that it's never going to stop, let me tell you that the answer is not going back to what you were doing before. Don't start restricting yourself a little bit again just to stop the weight gain. It will stop. It will stop. It will balance out. Things will even out. Your body will settle. It may not settle where you want it to, but it's going to. Like I said, I've been settled for the last couple years, and that's a great feeling to know that I'm not fluctuating anymore. And what was helpful was buying clothes that fit my body. Yes, I went through a lot of clothes in the first couple years of healing my relationship with food. Resell them on Poshmark. Thrift things if you can. Get them on clearance. Buy clothes that fit your current body, because nothing makes your confidence or body image spiral worse than wearing clothes that don't fit. Because then you're telling yourself all day, I don't fit. Hey, I'm too big. Hey, this shirt that I bought a few months ago is already a little bit smaller. It's okay. It really is. I know it's really hard, but it is okay. And it's going to be okay, and it's going to stop, and you're going to level out. And again, sizing is a joke, so please don't worry about the number on the tag that you're buying. As scary as it was to buy from a plus size boutique for the first time, because I kind of crossed the threshold between mid-size to plus size, it was also so freeing at the same time, because I was no longer trying to squeeze into the largest size available at the store. I was buying a size that was actually fit for my body. And I felt so much more confident, even though I was in a bigger body than I'd ever had before. Buying a bigger size is not the end of the world. And to answer the second part of the question, no, there's nothing I really do currently to maintain what I'm doing, like maintain my current weight. Unfortunately, I know what it is now. I wish I didn't, but I'm not going to let it change the way I'm living my life currently. So it's okay to be afraid, but please buy clothes that fit. I have other episodes about this, about cleaning out your closet, about how did I get so confident, and some baby steps to start taking to begin your confidence journey. No matter where you're at right now, you're going to be okay. The last question I want to answer in this episode is one that I think we all can relate to. Somebody messaged me and said that they're really struggling with looking at old pictures of themselves and comparing themselves to them, and also like nitpicking themselves in the mirror. How do you stop? How do you not do that? How do you get over that? And yes, seeing old pictures of yourself when you're in a thinner body than you are now can be really triggering and really difficult and hard to work through in the moment. Honestly, it takes a little bit of time to get over that. My main piece of advice is don't don't do that. Stop doing that. But it can be hard not to, especially if like it's pretty recent or it's in frequent view. My first piece of advice is, if you have photos that are of you in a thinner body that aren't like memory specific, you don't need to keep them. Like, for example, I'm not going to keep 2016 gym selfies of myself because it's not helpful. There's no need for me to look at that, because all I'm going to do is compare, and that's only going to be harmful for my brain and my body image. So if you have those kind of pictures that you keep going back to, please get rid of them. But what about the ones that are memory tainted? So you have group photos of friends at birthday parties and all of that kind of stuff, and you look at that, and unfortunately all you see is the size of your body. You don't see what's happening in the photo, who you're with, what you're there for. That's where we need to switch the mindset. For a long time, I would look at old pictures of myself at a time when I was my thinnest. And for a long time, that was the place that I was trying to get back to. I would look at old pictures of me and my friends, and I would only zero in on knowing that I knew how much I weighed in that photo, on knowing the size of the shorts I was wearing in that photo. And if that's all you can focus on in the picture, stop going back to it. Put them away. Upload them onto your hard drive or your computer and then delete them off your phone. Like, get them out of your sight if you can't stop looking at them and focus, like hyper focusing on your body. Now I'm able to look back at those pictures and go, oh my gosh, that day was so fun. Oh my gosh, look at how young me and my friend look. Like, I'm able to get past, hey, actually, that was my 16-year-old body, and there's no reason why my 26-year-old body needs to look that way. Let's remember the inside joke that we made on this day. Focus on the memory if you can, and if you can't, maybe take it out of your sight for a while. And let me remind you again that your younger self, your thinner self, the body you had 10, 20, 30 years ago, is not the body that you need to have right now, or maybe ever. Our bodies are constantly changing throughout our life. And if you've gained weight between high school and now, you were supposed to, okay? You were literally like prepubescent. You weren't a fully grown adult. If that's your thinnest and who you're comparing yourself to, you were a child. You're not a child now. And if you're comparing yourself to maybe what you looked like on your wedding day or what you looked like before you had kids, those are previous versions of yourself. You are a different person now. And with it comes a different body. And sometimes that means a bigger body, a softer body, a curvier body. Celebrate what got you to where you are today. The milestones in life that you have achieved, and not the number on the scale or the pant size that's changed. Stop looking at the pictures. Stop looking in the mirror at the places you're noticing new stretch marks, places that are saggier than before, flabbier than before, jigglier than before. If you can't stop nitpicking yourself in the mirror, again, avoid it if you can. Spend as minimal amount of time in the mirror as you can. If you're doing your makeup and you need to get ready in the morning, do it with a little mirror, a little baby one that you can't see your whole self in. Give yourself 10 seconds to check your outfit and then go. Only look in the mirror if you're concerned you have something in your teeth or you're looking for an eyelash in your eye. It's not helpful to stand in front of the mirror and nitpick your skin, your hair, your body. And if that's what you do every time you look in the mirror, then stop looking in the mirror. These things get better with time, but sometimes we just need to put them away. Like the scale. Put the scale away. Put the photos away. Put the mirror away. Let me leave you with some final reminders for this episode. Ditch the scale. You're so much more than the number on the scale. Don't worry about the number on the tag. Buy clothes that fit you right now. Clean out your closet while you're at it. Your weight will stabilize, I promise. And 3, stop comparing yourself to your younger self. You're not meant to be her. You're meant to be you right now. And here's the kicker. You don't need to love who you are right now. It's okay if you look in the mirror and you don't like what you see. I know that might sound kind of revolutionary or counterintuitive to the body positive movement, right? But I'm not really about body positivity in this corner. I'm about body acceptance, body peace, body neutrality. And ultimately, your body is the least interesting thing about you. The goal doesn't need to be, oh my gosh, I'm going to love myself at my heaviest. It's okay if you don't. What you do need to know is that you're more valuable than that. You are so much more than your body, whether you love it or not. You are loved, and your body has nothing to do with it, okay? I love you. I mean it. Be nice to yourself today, okay?